Cheese to meet you. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. If there are any lice or cheese shoguns around, keep them away from this magazine and this video at all times. They're going to love this too much. If there are any vegans or people living a dairy-free diet, well, keep them away from this as well. They're not going to like this at all. But for everybody else, today we're completing the unholy trifecta of incredible edible vices. The past two Food Network magazine reviews I did covered chocolate for girls and bacon for guys. And really they're not gender specific, anyone can enjoy them anytime, with the exception of the two latter groups I mentioned. And as I teased during the end of the bacon issue review, today we're reviewing the March 2013 issue of Food Network magazine, which is all about, you guessed it,
a hanker for a hunk of a slammer slice of chunkin', a hanker for a hunk of cheese.
We are in business with 103 cheesy recipes. French onion soup, stuffed breadsticks, Parmesan risotto, over-the-top cheesecakes, 50 twists on mac and cheese, homemade pizza, a guide to making your own ricotta, and of course, as always, recipes from the stars. Bobby Flay's queso dip, Alex Guarnaselli's eggplant parmesan, Tyler Florence's cheese souffle. Before I go any further, my apologies to Alex on the dissolution of her romance with fellow chef Michael Castiglione. I don't know what went wrong, but yes, Alex Guarnaselli is back on the market. And speaking of market, you might want to hit up your local cheese shop, because this issue of Food Network magazine, which was purchased for 99 cents oh so very long ago, has a cheese index on page 14, which you can use to find your favorite cheese. And this is that cheese index. If I was you, I would definitely go high class, high quality, and splurge on the best cheeses you can find here. So no pre-grated Parmesan in a green bottle, for instance. That's just a crime against nature. But other than that, anything's fair game. And so we start here with the Cheese Whiz quiz. Take this quiz to test your smarts on all things fromage. This has 23 questions. Some are multi-choice, some are true or false. Some you have to match the photographs to the answers. It's a 3-page quiz. And of course, please, I beg you, take the quiz before you look at the score sheet that has all the answers. Otherwise, you're cheating. Next up, can you dip it in cheese? Chefs in Food Network kitchens dipped just about everything into fondue and found some surprising hits. So in addition to a recipe for homemade cheese fondue, they give you some really great, unlikely dipping suggestions. That also kind of grounded. Yeah, they're a little weird, but they should all serve as deliciously viable options aside from those ubiquitous croutons. Bacon, popcorn, gherkins, those are tiny little pickles, avocados, cooked pasta, mini hot dogs, even grapes, celery, among other things. Just don't go dipping any of these things in fondue on a school bus.
Shorty, you better not be dipping on my school buses.
No, sir.
Up next, Grill Baby Grill. Try a new take on the grilled cheese sandwich. Now, I love pizza, and I like nachos, but I have to say my favorite all-time food in regards to cheese is a grilled cheese sandwich. I even like it toasted. Heck, as long as it's made properly, I'll eat any kind of grilled cheese sandwich any day. This section gives you some new variations, much more heartier, substantial takes on this beloved sandwich. Like a camembert apple grilled cheese with salted caramels, that's something a little more refined. But for something a little more hearty, Brussels sprouts and bacon. We cross the aisle with a British grilled cheese with baked beans and slices of tomatoes. We also have here a corned beef grilled cheese. Hey, throw in some cabbage, and you got something for St. Patrick's Day. Speaking of which, we'll be highlighting a St. Patrick's Day menu, which also contains some cheese, a little bit later. Finally, we have a breakfast grilled cheese. And yeah, you can eat a grilled cheese sandwich for breakfast. But when you have here cream cheese and cottage cheese and confectioner's sugar, well, I would definitely use this more along the lines of dessert. But hey, any time would be a good time for a grilled cheese sandwich. Pan, toasted, or just do it in your regular toaster oven. Speaking of pizza, this is a 3-cheese bacon pizza. Put a new spin on pizza life with this easy homemade pie. I don't know about you, but I'm tempted to sign up for a cooking class somewhere in northern New Jersey just to whip this up. I haven't had any formal lessons, which is why you haven't seen me whip up any of the recipes in these issues of Food Net Magazine or any cooking-related book or magazine I've ever reviewed here, period. So that'll be a New Year's resolution, to sign up for a cooking class so I can start putting my money where my mouth is. And now on to weekend cooking. Try these amazing cheese lovers dinners and learn how to make a perfect souffle for a grand finale. This is a sudden brunch which features sausage provolone patties with fried eggs, boiled cheese grits, or should I say bruleed, stewed scallions and tomatoes, and spiked sweet tea. This is a St. Patrick's Day menu, as I previously teased. A watercress soup with whiskey cream, beef pot pies with cheddar stout crust, buttermilk sherbet, and beer and cider pairings. Coffee stout, Irish red ale, hard cider. What's the drink to toast St. Patrick's Day? This is an Indian night. Contained herein, sag paneer, lemon cumin rice, cilantro lentils, and paired beer and wine. The beer and wine suggestions: India Pale Ale, Rioja Rosé, and Off-Dry Riesling. You can find the recipes here on the next page. And finally, a Sunday supper. We have here arancini, those little rice balls mixed with cheese, bacchioli with orecchiette, broccoli rabe and shiitakes, and paired wine. The spirit suggested down here are Lambrusco, Wow, Policella, Classico Superiore, and Argentine Malbec. How about that? I think you got that fairly spot on. And finally, the big cheese. Food Network accepts this out some great cheesy recipes. We have here Jeffrey Zacharian from The Kitchen and his take on French onion soup with braised short ribs. So it's a little more classy yet hearty take on one of America's and France's most beloved soups. Jeff Miles Steak Joint Chicago cheesesteaks with a recipe for homemade hot giardiniera to put inside. We also have here Sonny Anderson's sage potatoes au gratin, Alex Guadacelli's eggplant parmigiana, and finally, Jose Garza's manchego and ham croquetas. They're basically the Mexican version of arancini, except they're a little more hearty. And they include ham and red bell peppers and onions and extra virgin olive oil, and paprika. Well, you see the ingredients down here. In addition to all those features here, we also have, in food news, a grilled cheese competition at the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, a craftswoman who crafts just about anything out of cheese, as you just saw, 50 twists on mac and cheese. And to close out this book, the United States of Cheese section. That's a tour of some of the best cheese factories and restaurants across America. In short, whether you're a cheese aficionado or a cheese virgin, yeah, there is such a thing as a cheese virgin, what's not to love about this? 5 out of 5 claps. I mean, given all the highlights from this video, and the many more highlights that we have yet to discover in this issue, we have enough cheese here to fill an entire treehouse.
Cheese!
To put it all in perspective, this issue of Food Network Mag is sure to melt any cheese lover's heart. For watching TSR. Now, to see another awesome review like this one, click here. If you want to become a Hollywood bargain hunter, click here to subscribe. And I'll catch you on the thrift side.